So we have a good rapport. Kiran Kher and Dharamji are new judges for me as well. And I mean, with all the experience and all the warmth that they bring, it's quite a nice experience so far.
Oh, lovely. So, I mean, I can't equate Dharamji to Simon Cowell, can I?
No, Dharamji is very sweet. In fact, initially I remember when we covered the first few cities, he found it very difficult to say no. Here he would say, as Indians, we are also very sentimental and emotional. And actually, in many times, we sort of ignore that, the person might not have been as talented as we expected them to be, but just because work so hard to get there, because they might have a disadvantaged background. We often give in to our emotions. And that used to happen very often with Dharamji in the beginning. I mean, if there was a small kid who might not have done very well, you'd say, तुम बच्चे हो, तो कोई बात नहीं, तुम्हें एक और मौका दे देते हैं, we'll give you another chance.
Right.
As the show has progressed, he's also understood that, you cannot take the show lightly, and that a lot of people are watching, and the talent that goes out of here will try to cover it for themselves. He's also become a little more stricter now. But Sonali Bendre supposedly is, as far as she admits, is the toughest judge on the show right now.
Right.
So I wouldn't say that she's a female counterpart of Simon, but she can get tough at times.
Okay.
But if you really had to see somebody who was very, very passionate and also very strict, I would say that had to be Kiran Kher.
Right.
Because she is like a very strong Punjabi mother on the show.
Okay.
She has to. If she likes something, she will praise you so much. She'll love you for it. If she doesn't like it, she will admonish you. She will scold you. She will literally blow you to smithereens on the stage.
Right.
So that is a very interesting thing. That's a nice thing that I've seen from her side. And that way we've got a pretty balanced judges panel. And so far I'm loving the show. Tomorrow and day after we finish the audition.
Okay.
And then we move on to the quarterfinals.
Okay. And so all of this, like once you've been traveling far and wide all across the country, have you, to pick up talent?
Yes.
And so how was your experience? I'm sure you got to see so many parts of India and the cultures and our traditions, the unity in diversity, literally. So.
Unity in diversity thing is very true because, when you go to Gujarat, you will probably expect all Garba Dandiya only. And when you go to Rajasthan, you'll expect the folk dance and the folk music. But, we're so sorted and we're traveling so much. India has become such a cosmopolitan country. And each city and town has become so full of people from all over the country.
Right.
But when you go to Jaipur, you might find a Rajasthani folk artist out there. When you go to Ahmedabad, you might find a Rajasthani folk artist out there. Or when you're in Calcutta, you might find a Kashmiri singer out there.
Right.
So it's a very, I just feel that whenever we travel, the geography changes, but the people don't. And that's a very nice thing to see. In a way that all the cultures and all the different languages and colors are all coming together.
Right. And
that is very heartening indeed. My favorite of all the places that we went to was, of course, Srinagar. Very few reality shows in India actually venture out towards Kashmir because of obvious reasons. But we went there and apart from the scenic beauty, apart from the great weather, what really touched me was that, again, because of obvious reasons, because of extremism and because of government strictures, they don't really have what we call dance teachers or music teachers or training classes because it's not allowed out there.
Right.
Even some of the theaters and cinema halls, they're also perpetually shut. You cannot have public exhibitions or movies playing like that. So in spite of that, I found the people out there so passionate, willing to learn on their own. They would watch television, they would go on the internet, and they would pick up, let's say they were also watching Britain's Got Talent and they got inspired by diversity and they decided to copy their steps and probably, build something there.
Right.
So it was really nice to see that in spite of not having most of the facilities that we do in the cities or in other cities of the country, these people have still managed learn so much, and actually have the courage to come for India's Got Talent.
Oh, that's so sad in a way, and but at the same time so heartening as well, I suppose. You can't contain
Yes.
talent, whatever be it, whatever be your conditions, I suppose. And
Yeah.
yeah, and as you say, there's no dearth of talent. I don't know how many of them still we are not able to tap because of our numbers, and who have unfortunately below the poverty line. And I sometimes feel so bad, and I wish, yes, I think you are giving chance. I think shows like this are not just sticking to, the affluent lot, but, you're going out to, like, meet everyone as much as you can, I suppose. And so it's nice. And
Maybe it gives you the satisfaction of actually connecting with a lot of people. It's not always about connecting solely with your fans. It's also about connecting with the common man on the street. If there are 100 people out there, there will be, undoubtedly, there will be about 80 people who will be cheap, who will be vulgar, who will probably not treat themselves and myself very well. But there will be those 30 or 40 that, who will really be very passionate about what they do, and they also interact with you really well. So that is what makes the traveling really worth it. I love traveling, so I get to go to so many places, sample so many different cuisines, and it's actually sort of, in a way, it's sort of a reality check as well. Because sometimes we are sitting in our studios and we're sitting in our dubbing halls, and we're just sitting in the air conditioned, listening to good music with our own friends, and sometimes you're a little cut off from the real world. And this is what gets us back to that grassroots level. So it's nice to see that. And when I started India's Got Talent, I had just one question in my mind, which many people asked me as well. The question was, do these reality shows really help anybody? And my first response usually is like, look at me. I mean, I came out of a reality show.
Of course.
But then they say, okay, you are one example. How many more examples can you give us like that? And that has put me in that state of dilemma as well. That, okay, perhaps this question is justified. So I remember speaking to someone one day, and I was asking him about X Factor and the singers that have come on X Factor. And then I put this question forward to him. Since you've been in the industry for so long, and you've seen the ups and downs, you've seen singers come and go, you have come at a time when Kumar Sanu and Vijay were dominating, and then you've replaced them, and people have come and replaced you also, but you're still doing so well in the industry. Do you feel that there is scope for the common man in these talent shows? And very passionately, I remember him telling me that yes, that is how this would happen, because these kind of shows are the ones which give the common man space in a very dynasty and in a very connection-based industry. Where, people are either part of some family which has been there in the industry for quite some time, or people who are connected to music directors or singers or somewhere. This is what I really like, because if you consider most of these people who come on talent shows, not all of them are from very good backgrounds. Some of them might be very poor, some of them might be living in slums or something. The kind of exposure that they get on reality shows is what actually has made lives to many. They might not be coming on television every day. They might not be in paper every day.